Student loans and FAFSA. Whether you're a student or a parent, those words may kind of give you a headache thinking you've got to figure it all out. Some people aren't even sure where to start with that major point in life hits. And that's why we've got two experts joining us today. Betsy Mayotte, the president of the Institute of Student Loans Advisors, is here with us, along with Kathy Mueller with Mapping Your Future. Now, both of these experts are taking your questions as well. So you can text them in your questions, 336-379-5775. We're talking student loans. We're talking FAFSA. These two experts can answer your questions. All right, Betsy, we're going to start with you. And we do want to say it is National Cat Day, so it is appropriate that your furry friend is there. Okay. Let's talk about that $4.5 billion in student debt relief that was just recently approved.
Yeah, so the Biden administration hit a really great milestone in the last few weeks in that, we've now hit 1 million borrowers that have received forgiveness under public service loan forgiveness. And that's just a small portion of the total amount of loan forgiveness that has been successfully administered by the Biden administration.
Okay, and let's talk about who this is going to affect and what they need to do about it.
So public service loan forgiveness is a program that was written into law under Bush II back in 2007. And under that program, if you have eligible federal student loans and work for an eligible employer for at least 10 years, and that means most nonprofits, any government employer, whether that be federal, state, local, or tribal, and usually you need to be on a plan that's based on your income. And if there's still a balance left after that 10 years, then they forgive that balance.
Okay, gotcha. All right, we're going to talk more about loans, but we're going to transition for just a minute to FAFSA. So, Kathy, let's talk about this. The FAFSA forms, they're available starting December 1st, which it sounds like it's a long way away, but it's not really a long way away, is it?
No, it's not really. And yes, the FAFSA will be available for the 25-26 academic year beginning on December 1st. So really anyone who wants to go to post-secondary education next year should be ready to fill out the FAFSA on December 1st. One of the first things you need to do is set up your studentaid.gov account. So what you can be doing right now in preparation for that FAFSA is get that studentaid.gov account set up. Make sure you have your Social Security card in front of you when you do that, because you want to make sure that your information matches what you have with the Social Security Administration.
All right, and every year there are different changes and things with the forms and that kind of stuff. So what's one of the major changes this year?
Well, the good news is they're not going to make a lot of changes from the last year. Last year had some dramatic changes to the FAFSA. So if you filled it out last year and you're going to fill it out again this year, you shouldn't see too many changes. They did make some improvements to help people fill out the form, to make it a little bit easier. They've done some things to help make the instructions a little better. But one of the big things is determining which parent you need to invite to the FAFSA if you are considered a dependent student. And most high school seniors will need to invite a parent. There are exceptions, but most will need to invite a parent. If you aren't sure about which parent to invite, one of the improvements they've made this year is they've made this parent wizard available at studentaid.gov. So you can go ahead and try that out and know which parent you're going to need to invite to the FAFSA before you sit down to fill it out.
All right, so you don't have to invite both. You only have to invite one?
It depends. In cases where the parents are married, as long as they file their taxes jointly, you'll only need one parent to fill out the FAFSA with the student. But if they file their taxes separately, both parents will need a studentaid.gov account and will need to be invited to fill out the FAFSA. And the reason for that is the Department of Education is going to go to the IRS and get the students and both of the parents' income information. But if they file their taxes separately, they're going to need both parents to give permission to get that income information. So in that case, it's depending on how they file their taxes. But if the parents are divorced or separated, the student's going to invite the parent that provided them the most financial support. If it's a joint custody situation and they truly can't determine who provided the most financial support, then they're going to need to invite the parent that has the most income.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Betsy, as we go back to student loans and things, everybody's wondering about all the litigation and things that are surrounding that.
Yeah, so we have a couple different court cases going on right now. The one that's affecting the most borrowers this moment is around the new repayment plan called SAVE. So there is an injunction that makes everybody that's currently on the SAVE plan to be in a forbearance right now. The good news is that the interest during that period of forbearance will be wiped away. Excuse me. The bad news is that period of forbearance doesn't count towards something like PSLF forgiveness or the forgiveness that's baked into the income-driven plans. So there was a hearing a few days ago about this. It didn't really move things forward. I expect that we're going to be in this forbearance. Well, the Department of Ed has announced that they're extending the forbearance based on this litigation by 6 months. So anybody on the SAVE plan should expect to still be in forbearance for a while.
Okay, gotcha. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're taking your questions when we come back. 336-379-5775.